Welcome back to Aptera Bytes. I'm back after a long hiatus, just doing things related to my other job. So today I wanted to talk about something a little bit different, but to start with a little bit of an Aptera update. I thought this was sort of an interesting attempt at using artificial intelligence to make an image to demonstrate my recent thoughts on Aptera. So lately, I think there has not been much progress from the side of Aptera. And basically, what I had asked the artificial intelligence prompt to create was an image showing charge going in to a three-wheeled vehicle. So this was their attempt at a three-wheeled vehicle. Basically, they only showed three of the obviously four wheels and asked it to be an Aptera solar electric vehicle. And so, sort of funny how they attempted to bring stock images or other things together from the internet to write Aptera on the license plate here, but sort of hilariously missed. But anyway, the goal of this was to show that right now what's happening with Aptera is that they are taking in funding at a rate that is similar to how quickly they are using funding. So they are getting investments over the past few months and then having to use those investments to keep the factory open and the engineers and the administrative staff all working. So basically, the amount of money that seems to be coming in is probably similar to the amount of money that is coming out. So the net revenue of Aptera put towards making new vehicles has stayed at a little bit of a standstill lately. That being said, this story came out yesterday. They did secure another deal for their supply line, and involved in that deal is a little bit of investment as well. The investment portion of this is unknown, but this is sort of the newest story coming from Aptera or related to Aptera. And just a few thoughts on this. This is a Korean company, so if Aptera had any goals of trying to get the federal tax credit in the future, this will slow those down. We have not gotten any recent updates from the Aptera advocating team to know where we are with some of those talks or if those are still happening, but this will slow those down because this would be made in Korea. It's unclear exactly which part would be made in Korea, but something related to the battery packs would be made in Korea. So today I actually wanted to talk about something completely different. I wanted to talk about buying a Tesla using the app. So why would I want to talk about that? So I recently bought a Tesla using the app and just wanted to talk about some of the things that I did not realize when I was buying the Tesla Model Y and just go through the process so that other people are able to anticipate what to expect better than I did. So again, I bought a Tesla Model Y. Why did I do that? So the reason I went with Tesla is because of their charging infrastructure. And as you know, the NACS charging port, or basically the Tesla charging port, has become the standard for more and more companies over the last few months. And a lot of these automotive companies are going to be installing NACS chargers and NACS charging ports over the next 2 years or so as they introduce their electric vehicles with new ports. The other reason was the price kept going down on Tesla. So while Aptera was talking about increasing their prices in multiple different sort of unofficial videos, up to a price as high as $50,000, as mentioned in one of the social meet and greets. Tesla, on the other hand, has been able to decrease their prices as they attempt to get more Tesla vehicles out on the road. So as you go to order on the app, you first download the app, create an account, and it is imperative that you enter the referral code that you have before you start even choosing a vehicle. So this was a mistake that I made. I went through and ordered it and was hoping that the referral code would be on the last page. And ultimately, I had already apparently ordered my vehicle before putting in the referral code. So I had to cancel that and lose $250 and then start a new order just so that I could get myself 3 months of full self-driving beta, and so that I could get my neighbor an incentive as well. Ultimately, the incentive included that I would get $250 off, which nullified the $250 that I had paid for my initial reservation. So as you go through, you're going to choose a few things, including color. Obviously, you're going to choose your vehicle. And I wanted to stop on seating layout. So I went with the 7-seater Tesla Model Y, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. So that's an extra $2,500. It does come installed in your vehicle before you pick up your vehicle, and the 7-seater configuration does change the amount of cargo space that you have once those seats are flattened, and also changes the second row sort of seat adjustments that can be made. You still have heated second row, so that does not go away. The other thing that I wanted to talk about was the tow hitch. So as you scroll down, you have the option to add a tow hitch for $1,000. This is a steel tow bar capable of towing up to 3,500 pounds. So I wanted to talk about exactly how that shows up in your Tesla. So it will come installed when you go to pick it up. You'll have a little panel at the back, as you would expect, and basically you have to pry open this little panel, which is a synthetic plastic. And I just wanted to mention that we had multiple Tesla employees attempting to open this and scratched a little bit of the surrounding polymer as we tried to pry this open. Ultimately, when we were able to pry that panel open, I did not replace it. I sort of like the way that it looks, and also I just didn't want to deal with having to put it back on and trying to pry it off in the future and scratching the area around it up a little bit more. The other thing that I added were roof racks and illuminated door sills, both of which I think are amazing, but you do have to make an appointment for those to be done. They do not come pre-installed on your vehicle. So when you first choose your vehicle and get through choosing the different accessories and upgrades, you'll end up on this page on the Tesla app. This is where you will put in your driver's license and your address, and the app will then calculate the nearest Tesla inventory site, which is basically a dealership. And for me, that was about 2 hours away. To clarify, they do not deliver the vehicle to you. You will have to go pick it up. After you put in your registration information, you will choose if you want to do a trade-in. I did not do a trade-in, but if you do choose to do a trade-in, ultimately you'll put in all this information about the vehicle, and they will give you a trade-in estimate, and then you will place an order for that. Again, this is not a final offer, but they will give you an estimate for what you can expect to get when you go to pick up your vehicle. The third tab will be to choose your financing. So you can choose to pay by cash, or you can choose to get a Tesla loan, or you can choose to get an external loan. I attempted to do a Tesla loan, hoping that it would be the easiest thing to do, and there were a lot of difficulties with this, as the address that I had placed for my driver's license and registration was not the same that I had put in for my delivery address. This was because I had assumed that maybe they were going to deliver the vehicle to me, but again, to clarify, that does not happen. You do have to go pick it up, so make sure that your address that you put in is close to where you want to go pick up the vehicle, but it does not have to be the exact place where you will be parking the vehicle. So again, you can choose to pay with cash. So once you've gone through the first 3 steps, then you will schedule an appointment. So here I had scheduled my appointment for November 3rd at 10 a.m. And you will get a notification through text that asks you to choose an appointment date, and you go through and look at some of the appointment dates and choose the one that you want. Then you'll have to show proof of insurance, and you do not have to have your Tesla insured before you do this. You just have to show the company that you would like to use and upload some documents that indicate that you are a member or customer of that company. And then the last step is final payment. And you can do the Tesla loan or external loan, as mentioned before, or you can pay by cash. If you pay by cash, they do use an app called Plaid, and you do not use a credit card, you cannot get any cash back points when you make the purchase because it is linked to your bank account rather than using a credit card. You can only get cash back or points when you put in the $250 deposit. So I just wanted to show some of the correspondence I had with Tesla as I was going through the process. So this was a very positive experience. I did not realize that the Tesla app allows you to text with somebody, and the person that you are texting with ultimately is somebody at the site where you are going to pick up the vehicle. So here I was asking for a new pickup date, and then I had attempted to call the service shop to see if they could install my roof rack and door sills the same day that I went to pick it up, because I was picking it up at a site that was so far away from my home. I had attempted to set up a mobile service for that to be done, but they cannot do this through mobile service. So ultimately, the person at the pickup site was consulting with their service team, and they were able to make an appointment for me to have the roof rack and the door sills installed the same day that I went to pick up the vehicle. So I highly recommend that you take advantage of texting with the team. And if you do order something that needs to be installed after you pick up your vehicle, then you can set it up to be done the same day that you go to pick up the vehicle. So that's a little bit of an overview of how to purchase a Tesla Model Y through the Tesla app. Again, make sure you start with somebody's referral code rather than attempting to put in a referral code at the very end. The referral code is actually a link that takes you to the order page. If you do not have a referral code, please reach out to me if you have any questions about the process and use my referral code, which I will include in a link below. In a future video, I will be talking about some of the pros and cons of my Tesla Model Y now that I have had it for 2 months, and I look forward to talking to you all soon.